Lights. All right. Hello, everybody. Uh, there has been a lot of going on within the energies. You're probably feeling the power of the full moon. It's beginning to pile up, and this is why is this spatial report. This is going to be happening at the 16 degrees of Libra. It's going to facing the 16 degrees of the Sun. Tomorrow, actually, is going to be during the day. That energy is going to be kind of like work itself out. Look from within. You might have today, you may have like a little previews, a little energies and situations with that. Just to remind you that in the astrology, the year begins with the new moon in Aries. But the full moon, that's the first full moon, begins in Libra. Those are the two kind of like a beginning of this because you're learning the processes that goes on. You have a very little time to adjust within these energies of the new moon and the full moon beginning of the new astrology year. The reason I'm telling you this is I've been talking to you guys before that the moon, when it begins and go in a circle around, okay, is actually teaching us in a certain areas, teaching us in a certain situations. So the first six zodiac signs, which is that is a from areas including Virgo, that is a our personality development in there. But from Libra, that begin to Pisces, that begins our development within others. And this is why the every new year, okay, astrology year, I'm going to be talking to you, not calendar year, astrology year. I'm talking to you. It is this full moon sets kind of like the tone of your relationships that it's going on. What are you looking at from within yourself? What are you looking at? That's why the end of March, beginning of April, everyone kind of now like the flowers are blooming, the more love is coming, the more situations is coming because the moon shines its intuition, shines its mothering energies over to the world. It shines and brights everything in the new horizons from within. Why this report is going to be special is because it is in the cardinal signs. We have something that is going on within the cardinal signs, and that is a Mars that is in Cancer, is going to be squared during this full moon. That is going to be situations that it's going to begin to trigger it from in there. But as you see it within yourself, this is talking about a cardinal changes. There is going to be something else is going to be happening in the sky, which is tomorrow, and the full moon actually is going to be a little bit after midnight tomorrow. This is going to be within the first 40 minutes of April 6th. So when we're talking about these energies in there, you're going to feel it, that energy specifically around midnight. There's going to be like, some of you who are affected too much, depends of your moon, where your moon is in your chart. You might going to be feeling this intense energies, depends of where and how its placement of your moon in the chart, but also where is it Libra is in your chart. Okay, for example, if your Libra is your third house, okay, that is going to be affecting your friendships. Okay, if that is a, for example, in the eighth house, that's going to be your material in our working with the process of things from the others, how you're dealing with their material possessions, how you appreciate others people material situations, and so on and so on. But that also is going to be looking at from within your intimacy levels as well, your intimacy relationships with others and so on. So it all depends where it's at. If it's in the ninth house, that is a you dealing with the divine energies in there, the divine energy relationships inside of you. So it all depends of what do you actually have with in you. So before I begin with the report in there, mind your thoughts, because your thoughts during that full moon is going to be increased. For those who's been following, you guys already sensing the 5D. It's kind of like in a very high level. That is it, because the communications about relationships, it's all triggered inside of it. You're going to be feeling at these energies tomorrow. There's going to be about my relationship about this, my relationship about that. Your intuitions is going to go left, right, wrong, oppositions, and you may going to end up having a lot of internal fights. You need to understand the internal fights within you. It is about you to overcome these fights and bring peace inside of it. But tomorrow, don't fight intuitions and authority from within you. That is it, the main lessons. That is it. It's about you to learn how to navigate the two primary energies. Okay, those are the energies of Aries, I am, and this is the other balance, the other energy that is I am balance, which is Libra. Okay, you need to understand your soul contracts, your business contracts, your situations contracts, material contracts, and so on. They're all controlled there. Even your contract with the universe, your relationship with universe, everything is there in Libra. So it's gonna be triggered so many things from within you. Pay attention to the triggers, because the triggers, they bring something in there. They bring you the wisdom. Okay, and that is priceless. So I'm gonna be looking at to the charts, and I'm gonna go ahead and go within all this, and hopefully you guys are okay with the energies, and you are doing okay. If you guys have so many questions, let me know. We can go ahead and work on the with the questions and see what is going on. All right, so I have you in the chat. Hi, Donna. Thank you for coming in. Glad to see you here. So currently we are in a storm. Hopefully the power doesn't go out of here. We've been having a lot of storms, and I see here flashes and thunderstorms and so on. Maybe you're going to hear as well, but that's how it goes. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're talking about this energy of the full moon is going to begin to activate it very, very soon, probably for some of you, and your feelings in there. The moon is going to be at 6 degrees of Libra, but it's going to begin to opposing. It's like 9 degrees away from being a full, but it's going to begin to have its effects. In the morning, that moon is going to be squaring Mars. That is in Cancer. Also, the moon is going to be squaring midheaven in Capricorn. Be mindful of what's going on in your family. Be mindful of what's going on in work. You might gonna end up at work, and people gonna feel agitated, aggravated, under pressure because of so many things that goes on with the energy that they don't understand. But you, as in energies from within yourself, you're understanding all this. So take a look at understanding from within you, and helping some other people if they need a help. But don't try to help the people if they don't ask you for help. No, they have to go through the storm. They have to mess it up. They have to create errors so they can learn. But if someone comes to you and it's like, I don't understand, look, and everyone is crazy, and tell them, listen, it's a full moon and it's crazy because it triggers relationships. I saw a video or I read an article or wherever you getting your astrology informations from within you. You just tell the person, it's just like calm down from within, and it is about triggers relationships, and it's going to be intense. This is the first full moon of the year, and so on. So try to calm down the situations. You're going to be helping someone to transform. That it's coming because the moon at 7 o'clock in the morning is a beautiful trine with Pluto. And Pluto right now, he is also on trines with Venus. That is it when you put the love into work to the force. But midheaven is going to be squaring the sun, is going to be squaring Chiron and Jupiter, and the moon is going to be trigger all those as well throughout the day. So that is what tells you that you have to get this inner work inside of yourself and focus on something else. You need to focus on the love. That's what it is. The love is where? In Libra. Venus, when it's in Libra, that is a when the love it is at highest level. But right now, Venus is in Taurus, talking about the love within the world, in the material world. Ascendant is at 24 degrees at 7 o'clock. It's not going to have a kind of like a big aspect and so on. At some point, it's going to be squaring Pluto, but that is not really much active within. Okay, you may gonna be feel like when I wake up in the morning, you have no kind of like you're in a tunnel vision, but you haven't seen the light yet. Or if you see the light, it's kind of like a little dot, and you're like, when I'm gonna get out of that tunnel visions. Okay, so pay attention to all this from within you. You're gonna be in a good positions, but the full moon energy is gonna be active. You need to understand that during the full moon, that triggers also the moon knots, okay, and also triggers Lilith, the dark side of the moon. That is the moon. That's what is. There is a true Lilith and a mean Lilith, but astrology is always using true Lilith. That is this Lilith. It is about the first degrees of Leo. It is at the second degree, and it's going to be opposing Pluto. You're going to feel like something prevents you to transform, something prevents you to change, something prevents you to cross. Is there is a blockages in there from within. You need to clear the thing in the situations and learn the new things from within you. Just to remind you that Mercury and Chiron in the North Node, they are only 1 degree apart. They are only 1 degree apart. This is going to be a communications about energies and situations that you're going to be clearing for your future destiny from your path, because the North Node presents what? The destiny pouring over us. Right now, the destiny is pouring over us is in Taurus, talking about material possessions, talking about real estate, fixing things about real estate, moving, working with money, closing accounts, open accounts, getting a new line of credits, and so on and so on, just to fix these situations that you need to be and where you need to be. So be mindful about paperwork and situations and contracts during these positions, okay? Because the moon is going to be opposing all that at some point when she exit uh, Libra, okay? But for right now, it's pretty good. If you're going to be doing it tomorrow, you're going to be doing something about this, okay? So, CF, thank you for coming in. Donna, thank you for the heart. Blue Swans, thank you. Thank you for giving so much love. And Blue Swan, my moon is in Taurus and my Lilith in Taurus. I'm Virgo cusp. Uh, I'm a Virgo cusp Libra. What do you think? Take a look at it now that the moon there is in Taurus. Your moon is in Taurus. Depends on what degrees of in Taurus. Right now, she's probably in a very good positions in there. If it's in the beginning of Taurus, then it's mean that your intuition is going to be working of dealing with material possessions, material situations in there. If your Lilith is in Taurus, usually the Moon and Lilith coming in together in Taurus, yeah, you may have this caring informations, but you also may be kind of like crossing a little bit into the dark side, so you can have a gain possessions and so on and so on. It is going to be kind of like depends each one is first actually. If the Moon is first, then you're going to learn the good way. If Lilith is the second, you're going to learn it in a bad way. And then it's going to be some lessons about material possessions and so on in there. But with the Virgo Libra cusp, we're talking about in there, that is a degree of beginning to learn dispositions of the value of the relationships. So it's very interesting what is going to be going on there. But since the moon just passed into that cusp for it, you're going to see this from within. You're going to feel these energies inside of it. Other than that, towards Taurus, there is a very beautiful energies that comes in from Pluto. A lot of transformations. So you may experiencing a lot of internal growth and transformations through seeing all this. All right. So talking about at 8 o'clock energy, Midheaven and Pluto is going to be coming together. They are going to be squaring Mercury and in the North Node. Okay, if you haven't changed, if you have not decided the things, the duality of not deciding or the situations from within can be really, really kind of like blocking you, because Pluto says you're not ready. It's not the right time. Not is the right situations. There is have to be a something else. You need to look somewhere else. You need to learn something new. You have to see something new. I got something better for you. Don't look at it for this right now. And some of you probably have to learn the patience if you're dealing with buying a house or settle things down or financial struggles, situations, and so on and so on. Okay, leave it into the North Node. The karma knows how to fix that. Okay, somebody owes you money, they may give it to you, they may return it to you. All right, just be patient. That's all that is. Don't escalate situations, because right now Lilith opposing Pluto and Lilith squaring exactly that. It's like someone doesn't want you to be okay with finances. Somebody doesn't want you to be good. Okay, so be mindful about this, but keep doing, keep going forward there. So at 9 o'clock, the energy is going to shift. Midheaven is going to be at Aquarius. You're going to be seeing what new I need to try, what new I need to do, what new I need to learn, what it is the things that I can make, I can create, or what is it? All this, okay? But that midheaven is going to be square from the universe. You gotta have the blessing from the universe to create all these situations. And with these energies that right now it's piling it up, the sun and the Chiron are coming together. Healing, the proper healing, it is coming in within, which is matching what is going to be happening within the full moon. That is, we're going to be talking about this energy of constant repair. But what are you repairing? You're repairing the old world to become a new. You're doing the upgrades. That's what this full moon will do. Upgrades the relationships, repair relationships, broken situations, broken stuff that needs to be fixed and repaired. That's what this is. What that energy overall with the full moon will be. Ascendant at 9 o'clock, there at 6 degrees of Gemini, talking about the friendships from within. You may gonna have a lot of friends who helps you with transformations, with transitions. Okay, that is gonna be directly gonna be with trying with the moon, and the moon is gonna be very helpful with this. You're going to be surrounding with the right situations. If you're at work, you're probably 9 o'clock we're talking about. This is the time where you're probably getting your break time, your first break, and so on. You're going to be kind of like finding out who is your best friends. Okay. You may going to receive some friendships, advices, and so on. So, talking about at 10 o'clock, the 10 o'clock energy is going to be a beautiful with still with Pluto. There's going to be very much energy of learning situations from within. Midheaven is at the end of Aquarius there, but that is a beautiful trines with Mars, who is in Cancer. Okay, there's still gonna be this squaring with Mars, so mindful your aggravations, because your aggravations is gonna trigger the intuitions from within you, which is gonna create aggravation emotions, and they are gonna be jumping over against the authority. So be careful if you have to deal with authorities, with situations, and so on. Don't push buttons that doesn't need to be pushed. Okay, does not have to be in there. So look at it in these situations. Be mindful about it, because Mars supposed to be working with Saturn, and Mars supposed to be working with destiny, become a divine, not to go back the old ways. Okay, guys, this is going to be a really big test for a lot of the divine masculine energies, but also it's going to be a big test for the feminine energies through the moon. It's going to be a big test when at the moon you have to understand authority from within, but also takes the charge to be straightened out everything within the family with grace, the grace of love, the grace of Libra. So at 11 o'clock, midheaven going into Pisces is going to be trining Mars, reminding about Mars to becoming a divine masculine's energies. He's going to be telling him what he needs to go, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It is the growth that has to be coming in from within. And look at it within this beautiful energies, the 16 degrees of Aries. It's talking about that little child that doesn't want to grow in the family. But the little child is actually, if you looking at the masculine energies, that is the sun, that is a Mars and Mercury within. If you look at this, are you the man who does not want to grow and become a divine masculine energy? There's going to be a lot of triggers on that positions and push you to become a divine. Okay. This one, yeah, my Lilith at 0 degrees, 0 degrees in Taurus. That's mean that it's 30 degrees of Aries. This is gonna be like energy of kind of like a trickster in some way. It's gonna be an energy that can really play within your mind. It's kind of like a tricking from within your mind. And you have to look at it that you may be also attracting people who they are going to be tricked in you. So you may have issues with all this. It all depends of the aspects about that Lilith, that it's at 0 degrees in there. But usually that leads to that positions between I'm going to do this and then I'm going to gain this. But you probably learn down the road. You actually didn't gain nothing in there. And a Kurt's moon in Pisces and Lilith is in 5.5 in Taurus. Moon is in Pisces. If your moon is in Pisces, that could be a lot of deceiving energy in some way, but that it can be also very mystic energies. That could be a very psychic personality from within. The moon in Pisces is very kind of like a mystery, because that is a one of the intuition, learn everything. And now when you know everything, what the heck are you gonna do? You are mixed all over the place because you have 12 energies. You don't know what to do with those 12 energies. And that's for a lot of the people who are Pisces. They're kind of like confused. This is like you have 12 options of what you're going to do in life, and sometimes you don't pick none of them. So it all depends of the placement of the moon that it's there in Pisces. Um, for But you have to look at it that there is a divine energies from the full moon towards Pisces. Okay, there's going to be a divine energies during that full moon. Specifically, I'm talking about towards Uranus. This is one of the special things about the report, because Taurus and Libra are in divine aspects. Same thing. It is like Libra, Pisces has a divine energies towards Libra. Okay, it is the other way around as well. From Libra towards Pisces and Libra towards Taurus. So looking at within these situations of the full moon, some of the things could be triggered in that situations from within your own case, guys. So all right. So at noon, the midheaven, it's gonna be at 29 degrees 44 minutes if Pisces, and is gonna be opposing that moon of Libra. The energy right there at noon is gonna begin to tell you, get ready for the oppositions. Get ready to face the intuitions and the authority from within you about this internal process that's going to be happening from within. Ascendant is at 18 degrees of Cancer. That is going to be some situations there squaring with the stuff that goes on in Aries. Specifically, we're talking about that right now. Currently, the Sun and a Chiron, they're really together. They're exactly in the same degrees for it. And in the next hour, which is at 1 p.m., this energy is going to be really strong, powerful, complicated, conflicting, and this energy is going to point you exactly what you need to work on it. Mars is still going to be squaring the moon, so be careful with that energies. The ascendant is going to be together with Lilith. Ascendant is going to be at 0 degrees 40 minutes of Leo, opposing 0 degrees 12 minutes Pluto in Aquarius. This is going to be the one of the biggest fights from within. Are you going to use the old energies and kill the new, or you are going to be transformed and get the new energies? The reason for this is there is the divine energies between Lilith, the ascendant, and Saturn. Saturn is the karmic ruler, and he is in the Pisces. Mysteries, mysterious way. Things works in the mysterious way, new way, totally different way. And you're fighting that new mystery, new way. I don't think so. You're going to win with that. The reason I'm saying this is because Pluto and Venus, they are in beautiful, beautiful trines right now. Since Venus begins to move more and more towards Gemini in the next, we're talking about like in the next 2 weeks, this energy of Venus is going to be increased so powerful. Powerful that some of the people is going to be wondering, did they ever knew what love is? You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. But now, since the moon is going to be there, the opposing all this, be careful, because midheaven, the Chiron and the Sun are going to be opposing all that. And at 1 o'clock, you're going to feel like, OMG. I'm going to hear about it. I know some people's going to call me. And talking about this, 2 o'clock midheaven, it's together with Mercury and the North Node. Communications, talks, and so on. But some of you is going to be blocking communications. Some of you is going to be tricked not to make communications. Some of you not even making communications for it. Why? Because Pluto is not allowing it. The transformations is not done. The processes is not done. Lilith is right there hiding in the shadow, does not want the truth to come out. So you want to suspend communications, because if the people find the truth, what's going to happen? So there's going to be a lot of this energies coming out on the surface in there. Be careful about. Don't try to make any kind of like a contract situations and so on. But seek, why do the things are not turning okay? What is lurking in the shadow? What is it going on within this? Because Libra, it is about looking right now to find what the proofs are. That's what she puts the good and the bad in the scales. And it says, like, okay, I'm the authority of the judgments, but you are authority of your own self. What are you going to say about yourself? Some of you may be going to feel like you've been putting into the judgment system from within. You're going to feel like the universe is judging you, people judging you, and so on and so on. Looking inside of yourself about this, because it is about you to rediscover your own self judgment in there, and based out of your abilities and capabilities from within you. If somebody talks about something about you, try not to take it personally. Make sure you know you understand Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. All right. That is not the thing that you clear your ears. It is about you personally to quit taking it personally. So, talking about later on at 3 o'clock, midheaven, it goes into Uranus and in Taurus. That is going to be an energy that is going to be telling you, listen, the universe take care of everything. Universe knows what it's doing. That is it, because these beautiful trines in there that it's coming in later on. There's going to be a very, very powerful. Right now, the universe is on Earth. That's it. He is the Earth. He created the Earth. So he is on the Earth. He is on Taurus. Who else is in Taurus? Well, in Taurus, we have a Mercury, we have the North Node, and we have Venus. So there's a lot of going on into the material world right now. A lot of process of changes, a lot of shifts that's coming in, a lot of situations that it's coming in, and Venus is preparing to have her friendships, to put the love into the friendships from within. Ascendant is at 24 degrees at 3 o'clock. That could be create some intensity with Saturn. You don't want to learn lessons. This is like the little kid does not want to learn and grow. Also, Ascendant is going to be squaring Uranus and Venus, but there's going to be some divine energies with Neptune. You're going to see clarity, because a lot of the people, they don't want to change. You will see the reasons why they want to change, why they don't want to do the things, why they don't want to grow. Ascendant is a trine with Jupiter, and Jupiter is going to be like, here you go. They don't want to try, they don't want to do it. If they cannot do it, there is nothing you can do. And some of this is going to be harsh for some of you, finding those truths. So, talking about 4 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be at 6 degrees of Virgo. That's going to remind you about when the moon was in Virgo. What do you need to work on it? Because that's going to be a directly beautiful trine with Mercury and the North Node. Midheaven, it is at 2 degrees of Gemini. Beautiful energies in there. Friendship with you, friendships with everybody. You're a friend with you, you're in a good mood. Guess what? You're in a good mood with everybody. You don't look for problems, you don't look for challenges, you don't look for situations. And Pluto says, okay, great, beautiful. You transformed, you change. I give you love. Here we go. I give you these transformations. I give you this power inside of you. Okay, but the people who doesn't, guess what? They gonna be staying within the lower energies, and those lower energies is gonna be these fights within. The moon is gonna be compiling her forces of this. Be mindful of your intuitions throughout the next 2 days. I'm not kidding. Be mindful about it, especially that at some point Mars is gonna stop being squaring the moon. Okay, during the day. But talking about that, the moon is going to be opposing Chiron and the sun. That's mean that you don't want to heal situations. That's what it is. You putting your step forward into situations they don't want to be healed, and you're going to be looking at if you don't heal these situations, they're going to come out and triggers you. So if you're not healed within your twin flame connection, your soul connections, you have not healed from within you about all this and so on, boy, we're gonna have this really within. And some of you may be feeling already these energies within itself. 5 o'clock, midheaven is still in Gemini. There is a beautiful trine with the moon. The ascendant is at 18 degrees of Virgo, talking about healing. You already had the moon there. That was at about like 2 days ago. You already had that moon that was beautiful, divine energies with Jupiter and Chiron. You already received how to heal. The question is, are you going to perform that? Because after you perform the healing, guess what? You have to perform, go back in the field, go back and do the work, go back and do the things that you're supposed to do. And this is going to be the test. That full moon is going to be testing you into your own limits. Talking about the 6 o'clock ascendant is going forward into to Libra, and in that energy is going and walking into Libra is going to be remind you about relationships. Midheaven, it's a 0 degrees of Cancer, talking about the cardinal changes. We also have at 0 degrees, we also have a Pluto who is in trine with Mercury in the North Node, is a trine with the ascendant right now. Okay, you're gonna find these energies inside. They're gonna be very powerful. Midheaven is gonna be having divine energies with Pluto. Divine transformations is in order and begins because the ascendant is exactly at 0 degrees, 0 minutes in Libra. Midheaven, it's 0 degrees, 0 minutes in Cancer. What does that tell you? The relationships and the family from within. Okay? Those energies are going to be calling you for cardinal changes inside of it. And you're going to find out during the midnight, 1 o'clock, when it's actually the full moon is going to be happening. You're going to see these energies much, much more powerful. So at 7 p.m., here it comes. The moon is at 13 degrees. The ascendant is at 11 degrees. We have a midheaven at 13 degrees, and we have 15 degrees and 15 degrees in Aries, Chiron, and the sun. Now begins the test. Your test is going to begin. Me, what's going on in the family, and the relationships. This power is going to be so intense. Try not to make a conflict within the family. Try to not have a conflict within yourself or the people that are in your love, that you have a relationships. Try not to do anything really out of ordinary. It is about you to see from within yourself. And if you have an inner fights from within you, don't bring those fights to somebody else and tell them it's their fault. How about your fault? Why you are angry from within? why you don't see their point of view, why you don't see that they are also a person, a personality, why you don't see the things that's reality in the family. So there's gonna be some triggers all over the place with all this. And thank God we don't have nothing in Capricorn, otherwise this is gonna be like turning a very cardinal changes. Some of the people is gonna choose a very low vibrational cardinal changes, and that is gonna be felt at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. Midheaven is at 28 degrees of Cancer. It's going to be opposing Pluto. Ascendant is at 23 degrees of Libra. That is squaring Pluto. And with all this, we have a squares towards Mercury, the North Node. We have some oppositions towards Jupiter, the Sun, Chiron, named it. Named it. But Midheaven has a divine energies with Saturn, karmic lessons that needs to be learned from within. Saturn is the karmic ruler, and he's got its mysterious ways to teach you in life. If you don't learn through the good, you're going to learn through the bad. And that's what some of the astrologers, they said that Mars, Saturn, and Pluto are the three bad guys. Well, they're the three bad guys because you didn't listen it through the good way. So if you don't want to listen the good way, you're going to learn in the hard way. And the universe says it's my way or the hard way. And you're like, no, it's going to be my way. And you're like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm the universe. So some of you is going to be getting at those energies. But look at it this time. The ascendant is going to have these divine energies between Taurus and Pisces. Okay, that is going to be from Venus that is in Taurus, and it's going to have from the Neptune that is in Pisces. The divine energies that's coming in to tell you what it is all is about. Plus one, my moon in Taurus, 19 degrees. If your moon is in Taurus at 19 degrees in there, you're going to have a very good glimpses of these divine energies that it's going to come in through the ascendant. Specifically, I'm talking about 8 o'clock for it. You're going to have glimpses. Why is all these aggravations? Why is all these situations? Why is all this need for cardinal changes? Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for coming in. So, talking about at 9 o'clock, the ascendant goes into Scorpio. It's going to be opposing Mercury in the North Node. Some of the people is not going to talk about what the karma has brought that in. Midheaven is at 12 degrees of Leo. This is going to be a good work. You take in the relationships from within. Talking about that between the moon and the midheaven, there's going to be a very beautiful sextile in there for. And to remind you that between Leo and Libra, there is a divine energies they are going towards Pisces as well. So during that period of time in Leo, there's going to be some divine energies that you may going to feel from within you. Not going to talk about that much about the Scorpio's energies, but going to be talking to you about the 10 o'clock midheaven. It is at 20 degrees of Leo. Talking about these divine energies, they are going to be very, very powerful. They're going to be making it between Pluto and Neptune. There is going to be a divine aspects, energies from the moon and Libra, that it's towards Uranus, that everything is from the universe. Ascendant at 17 degrees of Scorpio, it is divine energies with the sun. And Lilith is in divine energies with Saturn. You need to understand all those processes are coming in to look at it from within you. It's going to be a full of mass, but that through that full of mass of energies, you're going to be finding the divine ways from within. The wrong authority is going to find why they're wrong, within their shadow. The wrong intuition is going to find out they have not been listening to the universe about their relationships with the universe and their relationships within themselves. The midheaven that is in Leo is going to shows up that like you have to be the king, but the king with everyone, not to yourself personally. Everyone out there. You're not the only one. So this is gonna be some triggers all over the place for it. Um, the energy is beginning to build of that full moon. All right. In the next hour, 11 o'clock, midheaven, it's going at 13 degrees, 57 minutes. Divine energies, as the ascendant was there before. Talking about when I told you that the moon was there before. Now, whatever the moon that was in Virgo gives you these divine energies, now you're putting them to work. Now you're putting them to work because those divine energies, they're directly pointing out towards the authority and Chiron. You're getting that healing. This is why you're going to be pushed to looking at the wounds within your own authority so you can heal in there. You can heal in there. Ascendant is at 29 degrees of Scorpio, is a divine energies with Mars. You're getting this divine energy of going into the shadow and come out of the shadow. You actually see the light of the tunnel. You coming out. You're not come out yet, but you actually seen it. And the warrior knows that once he sees the light, then he wants the battle. The question it is, the battle, it's yours, not battles with others. Okay. So talking about 12 o'clock, midheaven, it's a 0 degrees of Libra. Do you remember what happened about 5 hours ago? Ascendant was at 0 degrees of Libra. Now the midheaven is there. So now it's your really that work begins really from within your mind. If you have not followed sleep, if you have not followed those situations and so on, you are going to be doing that work of transformations, understanding the transformations that you need to have from within you. Midheaven is a direct oppositions with Neptune. You're not going to see the things that you need to see, but you're going to find out what you need to change, how you need to transform, how you need to prepare yourself for this inner transformations inside of it. The moon is already in divine energies with Uranus. This is going to be a powerful event of that moon. If you cannot solve the conflict, who do you have to give it to? To the universe. And some of you, if you have conflict with somebody else, you give them to the universe. Let the universe taking care of. Because right now the universe works with what? Universe works with everything on earth. He works with the love, which is Venus. He works with Mercury, and he works with the North Node. He is delivering karma and communications right now. Through who? Through the divine masculine energies, which is Mars, and through the teacher, which is Saturn. You're learning your lessons in there. This is why I said some of you is going to be turning really into the divine masculine. I mean, really. Talking about 1 o'clock, this is when the full moon is actually energy is at its peak. The moon is at 16 degrees, 21 minutes. Midheaven is at 16 degrees, 36 minutes. So pick it up that during this time, midheaven, which is your internal work that you need to do, and the full moon, they are coming and they are together. The moon is already 16 degrees, 21 minutes. The sun is at 16 degrees, 8 minutes. Chiron is at 15 degrees, 53 minutes. Direct oppositions. Direct oppositions. Those are the energies that inside of you. This is going to be this fight. For what? For the right relationship, for the right situations, for the right things, for the right authority. Uh, no, this is here to understand the values of being of this conflict, but through the conflict you to make peace. You to learn to use the both energies of Aries and Libra for divine purposes in there. And some of the people born with and affecting those zodiac signs that are going to be learning all this. That is at the beginning of life. That is at the very first confrontations. But through that confrontations, you learn what you have to evolve in there. And for this current moment of time, that is going to be the relationship with universe, because the moon has only three aspects. Those are the two oppositions. They are with Jupiter, Chiron, and the Sun, and there is the divine energies with Uranus, who is in Taurus. Your relationship is going to determine it, how you're going to be doing in your life. So with midheaven being there, this is going to be like the universe is going to be delivering divine end messages directly through your intuitions. This is like you're going to be waking up with the voices inside of you during that if you fall asleep. And maybe around 3 o'clock, you're going to be hearing some situations, if because during this time your ego is at lower point. You're probably in a bed, you're probably looking at this, and this is why I made it a special report. I usually don't give you energies that are coming after 11, because usually by 11 o'clock you are knocked out, you're sleeping, you're so on and so on from within this. But now, because the full moon happens after midnight, you're going to be getting at these divine messages, and they're going to be powerful. How they're correlated? They're correlated because the ascendant is at 24 degrees in the Sag, and there is going to be expressions of love. That is a divine energies between the ascendant and Venus, and the ascendant is in beautiful trines with the Sun, Jupiter, and Chiron. You're going to see after all this fight that you're going to get into it. After that, you're going to be making an expressions from what is going on of that energy. Okay. So talking about this 2 o'clock energies, it's going to be very intense. Midheaven is at 2 degrees of Scorpio. That's going to be squaring the 2 degrees Lilith. That is and Leo is going to be squaring the Pluto. There it's 0 degrees of Aquarius, and is going to be opposing the North Node and Mercury and Taurus. Some of you are going to be mad at yourself. Some of you is going to be looking at the dark night of the soul. Maybe some of you is going to get to the dark night of the soul during this period. Okay, but we talk about last year. We talk about enough about this Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio situations. But it's going to be remind you, particularly at that, because everything it is about relationships. And since the moon right now, it is in charge actually at this particular moment, because she's got the divine energies from the universe. This is the power of the intuitions that comes in within. As some of you is not going to listen, this little tiny voice within the intuition, within the soul, you're going to listen your authority, what you want to hear. But what you want to hear is a conflict of what the universe wants you to hear. And this is why if you use the both energies of Aries and the moon, you're going to be very good, powerful situations from within. We're talking about the pillar of authority and the pillar of the intuitions. in there. In the family, this is going to be fights between mother father. Hopefully a lot of people don't gonna go through this, but unfortunately it is what it is. All right, so talking about 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. Midheaven, it's at 17 degrees. That is going to be at 3 a.m. of April 6th. Okay. Talking about that, the moon, it's a 17 degrees. It's beautiful divine energies there with Uranus. It's already breaking away, 1 degree away from the sun of the direct oppositions. Midheaven, it's also at 17 degrees. So there is a divine energies from Midheaven at Scorpio exactly towards Chiron, the sun, and Jupiter. You're healing the shadows from before. You saw it, this one, that was the ascendant in Scorpio. Those energies are going to be coming into a dream, to situations, and so on and so on. You may be also going to be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, the 3 a.m. divine timing. And looking at within those divine energies is going to be good for you. But be careful because the ascendant is at Capricorn. You're going to be wondering how you're going to handle it, all this work. How you going to be able to do all this divine work? How you going to be able to do situations for it? All it does is thinking that you need to change and perform the actions of change. The rest of it is going to be done by the divine energies. They're here to help you and support you to get out of that tunnel. But it's your job to accept the things that goes on. And I'm going to give you until 4 o'clock energies in there. The moon is already pretty much almost at 18 degrees at Libra. She's going to have a beautiful trines with the ascendant, but midheaven is at 2 degrees of Sag. There is a beautiful, beautiful trines with Neptune. There is a beautiful sextile with Pluto, Pluto sextile Neptune, Neptune sextile Venus. All these energies, they have been working at from within you. And also midheaven is in divine energies with the Mercury and the North Node. This is going to be when your soul is going to be kind of like in at peace at 4 o'clock. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm glad that all this is ending. Did I pass? Yes or no? If you didn't pass, what are you going to do if you didn't pass? You're going to be given another chance. You're going to be given another situations. But if you do a review, well, here you go. It's a confirmations for you. But if you do the review, this is going to be helping you to evolve your energies from yourself. So now I can take some questions, guys. All right. So, all right. I think I answered the Blue Swans questions in there. And Tiffany, thank you for reminding the people to hit that like button. But I want to give you something up here. That is the meaning of the degrees what you are going to face. Talking about the 16th degree of Libra is representing is after a storm, a boat landing stands in the need of reconstructions. This is after your life has been totally burned out, destroyed from within. Guess what? You're gonna need to reconstruct the situations. The keynote of the 16th degree Libra is to keep the need to keep operation steady, links between the vast unconscious and the ego consciousness. Well, the ego consciousness is in areas, the unconsciousness situations of the relationships between those two is where? In Libra. So, confrontations with the broad tissue of relationships and the current energies released by the man contact with archetypical spiritual reality often results in temporary destructions. Boats normally links distant regions or enable men to draw food from the sea. They also may be used to enjoy temporary excursion and feel the water and the waves. Any cultured society, however, may be wary of the danger inherent and venturing far away from the consciously defined and socially structured ways of life. Such an adventure may indeed turns destructive. The point of contact between the vast unconscious and the ego unconscious, molded by the cultural assumptions and a ritual, may be wrecked by psychotic storms. Talking about looking at certain old stuff as a culture, we're just talking about this culture assumptions and rituals, that it has been done. You have to learn the things, it is what it is. But once you end up in the new place, in the new situations, the boat landing must then be slowly reconstructed. So if you arrive into the new place, the new positions after the storm, guess what? Your job is to fix your boat. So make sure you're going to be where they need to be. Talking about the 16 degrees areas, nature spirits are seen at work in the light of sunset. Attunement of the potentiality of invisible forces of nature. In the light of personal fulfillment, may man may be able to establish a life-living contact with natural forces. Those are active and time-growth process take place. But the man's individual mind is usually too focused on working for consciously set goals to be able to realize concealing the presence of invisible or occult forces in operations. I was talking to you guys about the presence of the divine energies. So if you're too much focused of the material situations and so on and so on, you're gonna miss the boat. You're gonna miss to repair the boat, put your life together, and so on and so on. These forces constitute a specific realm of planetary life. They are inheriting with all biospheres of whatever planet. They are non-individual and unfree energy forming in a substorium of life processes to the process of integrations of leaven of planet as a whole. Did we talk about the new energies, about family, that you have to think about the whole planet, it's your home? I think we did. By the way, I'm going to be posting this in the Facebook later on. So if you're missing it, when I'm saying it, you're going to have some those. In this planetary organism, the nature forces acting, guiding, and balancing harmonious factors. Somewhat of the endocrine system does to the human body, and behind the system, more occult web of chakra energies related to prana, the solar energy. It is when this energy becomes less dominant, so you have less dominant authority, and symbolically at the sunset, when the body energy is weakened by illness, fasting, or sensory deprivations, that become easier to perceive these natural spirits, to give them forms that symbolize the character of their activities. These forms differ from cultural imaginary of each human collectivity, retaining nevertheless some basically similar characteristics. This is talking about, it implies to a call to repotentializations, is to redefine your potential. What it means is also is the process of becoming like a little child. But the real child begins to learn what? To create. All right, guys. So that's all I got for you. And it's all about the balance. I want to say thank you guys for coming in. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you tomorrow for another astro-gravitational report. And keep your thoughts clean and clear. Have a clear consciousness is going to help you throughout the day. All right? Because that way you are going to have a more more clear view. You're not going to be blinded by this fight of the intuitions and authority. But when you have that inner peace, you're going to be able to sense the divine energies between your intuitions and the universe within you. That is it, the whole idea is to overcome your ego, to overcome the situations, be like the little child that listens from within and it's grow. All right, guys, love you so much. Be loved, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Donna. Yes, you're right. The butterfly effect. We're all going to change. Love you all.